But what I'd like to do here is show you this. This is our TLC planning process. Now, TLC is an acronym that is a planning process that we have created, and it really is client-centered and focused. So what I want to do is I want to begin with the T. The T is we're thorough. You're showing me your circles, you're showing me all these things. I'm loving it, because in our world we're thorough, but a little bit different. We do all those things, but we actually have a process to do them.
Sure.
So in our process, this is us up here, and this is you. And then there's 5 key elements to our process. The first one is what we call the workshop. Then we have the vision meeting, the design meeting, the signing meeting, and the review meeting. Now, you'll notice that's 5 meetings. I'm drawing a dot here next to you because in our world, the process does usually begin with you. Now, you said you send a lot of referrals to lawyers, you don't get much back. And there's a reason why that occurs. Number one, most of our business comes from advisors, so I can't take your client and give it to Joe Schmo, the other advisor. But there is some way sometimes where we have people who come in from the general public. We're also not people that we want to just, the first question we ask clients when they come in, are you happy with your advisor? If they say yes, we're not going to rip them apart and send them to my friend Jim because he's my friend.
Sure.
We're going to say, let's meet him. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, then we're going to have a nice polite conversation with the client and say, look, here's my concern. We work with a lot of advisors. This one just isn't meeting certain elements. Then we would bring up the conversation. But this process, let's say, began with you sending a referral to us. And that would be, you would send them to us, you would call our client service coordinator, or you would have them, and you would try to identify if them attending a workshop would be a good use of their time. Why a workshop? Well, if I sit down with you and I want to jam everything I know into your head in the next hour, it's not going to be a very effective meeting. So what we do is we have designed a workshop that covers 15 key elements under law. And these aren't just any elements. We have developed it based on the last 18 years of my practice, what clients actually end up hiring us for. Because that's their perspective, right? You said at the beginning, I need to get into their perspective. Well, that's what we've done for 18 years. And what we found is these are the top 15 things they want. What's really interesting, Jim, is in our experience when they come in, they typically know 3 or 4. But by the time they're done with our process, they typically want between 8 and 12. And that's because they didn't even know they didn't know. So in our workshop process, we tell 15 stories. We don't get into the legal technical. We don't lift the car hood and start showing them how the spark plugs work. We talk about the car. Now you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of contact in our process. This process is typically 6 to 12 weeks if the clients let us do our thing. The only way it goes longer is if they stretch it, or if it goes shorter because of crisis. We have ways to do that as well. So that's kind of how our process works.